Hello.
Carolyn, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. So we are here to celebrate. We're having a Facebook party time,
Party time.
and we are celebrating the schoolhouseteachers.com buy one get one sale, and we'll tell you a little bit about that in a little bit. Um, I am going to ask, as you join us for the Explore the World of Homeschooling party, that you share this video with your friends and that you
Say
like,
hi.
comment.
Hi,
Um,
Mary.
oh, are you talking to people here?
People are talking already. I'm going to chat with people. Good morning. Actually, no, it's not morning. It's afternoon. My
It-
bad.
well, what time? Okay, so I am the social media manager for the old schoolhouse, and I live on in Eastern time. And so it is afternoon here, but not everybody is celebrating the afternoon. So,
No,
Carolyn, where do you live?
I am on the west coast of Canada. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you guys. I'm on the west coast of Canada. So it is 12:30. We have just finished our lunch over here. It is very early in the day still. So I feel like you're starting to like wrap up your day and we're just halfway through ours.
Hi, Carrie. So, we are so glad you are joining us. We are going to tell you a little bit about us. So, I've been with the old schoolhouse for a year and a half, maybe probably longer. But um, Carolyn and I have known each other for probably what, 3, 4 years?
Five, I
Five.
think,
Oh
Patty.
my goodness, five.
I think it's five. Because do you remember when my daughter was born?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so almost six then.
Oh, wow.
We go way back.
We do. But we had not met for probably a couple years
Right,
after we had met online.
right.
And I was just so drawn to you because you had two little boys and then a little girl. And I have five children. So my oldest is 33, I believe, and my youngest is 16. Um, but we had two boys and then a girl. So I just felt like our lives were like
Oh,
parallel. Uh, and do you remember when we first met?
I do. I literally can picture it in my head. It was a special week. I
It
remember
was.
chatting with you and your husband in a hotel lobby. It's good times.
It was. And at that time, I don't think that you were like completely set on homeschooling as a lifestyle. You were
Mm.
homeschooling, right?
We were homeschooling. When we first started homeschooling, we originally were like, we're going to take it year by year. We were planning to send our kids probably to like a private Christian high school in the end. It was just kind of our plan for elementary school at that point. But obviously, we have changed directions. We feel stronger than ever that homeschooling is what we're going to do. And we are, what would you call, lifetime commitment members? I don't know. We are in it for the long haul now with our kids.
And we obviously I am. This is we're coming up on year 28. And so um Mary says I miss times of live
Mm.
chatting. Oh, well, we are live chatting. So this is
Well, I
good.
guess is she talking about how like when you and I met in person? I mean, I couldn't do that right now because I can't cross the border right now. I wish I could, but
I know.
so this
I
is all we
know.
have right now.
Yes, but we have this. I
But
think
we
back.
have this. I am so thankful we have this.
I am too. I think back to the time that before this, and we felt so isolated. Like I said, it's 28 years for me. And 28 years ago, you didn't chat with anyone like this online. So we've come a long way.
And on that regard, things like homeschooling, you probably felt quite isolated back then because you didn't have the like now we have the joy of being able to go online and connecting with people around the world who are doing the same thing as us, who are homeschooling, who are choosing this path for our children, and we can find support like through schoolhouse teachers. And you wouldn't have had that option back then, correct?
Correct. There were some like online Yahoo groups. Do you remember those Yahoo groups? And you're
Okay, so
looking.
Patty, for example, there was no internet until I was what, 13? I was 13 years old, I think, when the internet became like a common household thing. So,
Well, but we did have computers in our house, and there was some way to connect before that.
okay.
But
Yeah.
Carolyn, why don't you tell us, tell our audience what you do at the old schoolhouse?
Okay, so unlike Patty, who's been here for a little longer, I've only been here since April, but I am the social media engagement specialist. So if you find yourself in our Facebook groups or on our Facebook pages or maybe on our Twitter, and you find yourself having a conversation with someone on staff, that's probably me. So I love people. That is one of my passions. I love to connect with people. I love to connect with homeschoolers and hopefully be an encouragement to you. So if you find yourself chatting with someone on the social media pages, that's probably me.
And you do it so well,
Oh,
so
you
well.
are a sweetheart.
I love to interact with you on the Facebook page. It's great. So
And then Patty, on the other hand, is the person behind all the organization, helping me do my job better, making sure you guys get the information you need. You do your job well too, Patty.
well, thank you. And I think we both do homeschooling pretty pretty well.
I hope so.
I think we do. Well, I've graduated 3 children,
You
and
have.
so I feel confident in my ability to homeschool now. I remember those days of what if I ruined my child?
Yes. I have
Those,
those moments every now and then, but
and you won't ruin them. I can guarantee that because I know you well enough to know you love your children,
I do.
you want the best for them,
100%.
and the most important thing is you love God.
I do. I
And
couldn't do what I do without him.
and to me, that's the most important thing with homeschooling. Having that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and knowing that you want to point your children to their Savior. That
Absolutely.
is that's a reason to homeschool. If Even if you never taught them anything else, but hopefully we will teach them something else. So this is Erica. Hello
Hi, Erica.
from Erica at PCS Adventures. Good luck to families starting up school again. And
Yeah, let us know where you guys are from. If you're on here, say hi and let us know where you are typing from.
so did I say I was from Ohio?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
But
See,
then I just know that. So maybe it's just
and you live you
West
said
Coast Canada. Yeah, I'm about an hour outside of Vancouver. Oh, we have someone from North Carolina. I would love to go to North Carolina. I hear it's beautiful.
it is. I've been there.
Lucky you.
I'm a little older than you, so I've
you've,
had a few
you've
more
got a few
traveling
years
years.
on me, Patty. Just
So today we are celebrating the schoolhouseteachers.com buy one get one sale.
great sale.
And do you use schoolhouse teachers in some aspects for your
Yep.
day, and
Yep.
I use it. Um, right now it is one, and it always is one price for all your children, but
Yep.
so you get a yearly membership for one price. But right now, during our buy one get one sale, you get 2 years for the price
Crazy.
of one. It is.
Crazy deal.
Yes.
2 years.
And the thing is with schoolhouse teachers, even if you only used one course a year, I feel like you have more than got your money.
100%.
So, and I believe we have over 400 courses. I know it's over 400. I don't know the exact number of 400. So it's $179. You use code EXPLORE at checkout, and you get 2 years
Two
for it.
years. That's a crazy deal.
It is. It really is. It's like, you want to say like this car lot, crazy Howie's, like
Sale, sale, sale.
clearing the lot. Stephanie says, "Come on down. She'll feed all of us." Everyone on Facebook. or just us.
What are we having, Stephanie? What are we having?
Krista is up in your neck of the woods. She is
Canadian,
Alberta.
hi.
And Mary is in East Central Illinois.
Okay.
And so when you see these type of things in the comments, this is Devon. Devon is behind the scenes, and Devon really, she knows schoolhouse teachers, she knows our Facebook group, she knows our social media accounts inside and out, and she is a wealth of information, so she helps us
Wonderful
behind
help.
the scenes. Thank
Hmm.
you, Devon. Stephanie says, well, we may have to eat in the yard, but definitely something southern.
Mm.
So Charissa is from Montana. I have never been to Montana.
I've heard Montana is very cool.
And there's Devon saying hello to us. Hi, Devon. Maybe someday we'll get her on. Do you
We
think?
should.
Good, yes. And uh, Elizabeth is from
West
Martinsburg.
Virginia.
And
Cool.
then Mary said, I've used schoolhouse teachers for years. My youngest is severe dyslexic, and I found that a class didn't work for him. I'm able to change the classes to meet his needs with no additional cost. And that
Awesome.
is,
Money saver right there.
yes. So we today have some prizes, and we need to show you these prizes. So first prize is a $75 Amazon gift card,
Awesome.
because we asked you all what you want, and you as moms want to be able to have that, whether it's to buy something for yourself or not, I don't
Or
know.
books. We could
Books,
always use more books as homeschoolers, right? We love those books. Pencils, crayons, whatever you need.
whatever you need. And second prize is the Continental Race Game. I believe that's by Byron's Games,
Cool.
and the map. Now, I have one of these maps. It's a scrunch map, and it's this big.
Oh, wow.
You've never seen this, have
I
you?
have never seen this.
So you pull it out, and it is made of parachute like, it's not parachute, it's soft. It's pretty soft. And it is,
That's awesome. You can take it
and
wherever you need to go.
you can just roll it up in a ball. I usually fold it when I put mine back, but
No, but that's awesome because you know when you get those like giant paper maps and you're like rolling them up and then you have to try and find a place to store. That's fantastic.
well, and I like this because when we are traveling, I have one of the United States, and this is a world one, and you can just easily
That's great.
take it with you because it comes in this little bag.
So cool.
So that's second prize. Now I'm missing comments. Um, so Andrea just moved to Macon, Georgia, and thinking about trying schoolhouse teachers.
Well, at
And
that price.
yes, yes, and like I said, you use one course a year, and
Plus all the extras.
And Carolyn's going to tell us about the extras.
All the extras. There's so many extras. I'm going to grab my notes because I will forget otherwise.
You know what? I'm going to do third prize, and then
Okay.
you can tell us. Oh,
Okay.
Danielle almost homeschooled my son. All his school years will be sixth grade this year. And I'm now like looking for third prize. Third prize is The Way Things Work book. And if you've never seen that book, it's amazing. It shows inside of things. And then the straw construction set. Now, Devon and I get together and we come up with the prizes. And I have not used the straw construction set, but Devon has, and she loves it. So now I need one.
Okay.
This is bad for our wallets.
I know. Hey.
Okay, so do you want to tell us? Oh, one more thing. To be entered for the prize, like, comment, share throughout the party. So
then we know who's there too. If you guys don't say anything, we don't know who we're talking to. Another, I mean, not that I have any problem talking to Patty all day. We could just gab all day, no problem, her and I. But it is nice to know who else is out there, right?
Yes. So, do you want to tell us
Some of the
about
bonuses.
some of the bonuses?
Okay, so do you have your magazine handy?
I
I
do.
lent mine out.
I do have my
Schoolhouse
magazine.
Teachers Members magazine. Oh, you
So
froze on me. There it is.
you get a free subscription for the magazine.
You do. Yeah. And that is actually how I started with Schoolhouse Teachers. I didn't even, when I first started, I didn't even know about all this curriculum. I just loved the magazine. Because the magazine is not like one of those little flimsy magazines you're going to get at the grocery store that is full of 75% ads. This is the content that you need as a homeschooler. And I so look forward to my new editions all the time.
Okay, so I just opened to 3 different pages and there were articles. Now there are ads in here,
Yeah.
but I mean, what's the likelihood of you picking up any magazine and just
Yeah.
randomly opening and finding articles? So, and
100%.
I didn't bookmark anything. So,
We believe you.
so
No,
this,
so much content. And you can also get it digitally.
yes, and there's an app there in
Right.
the App Store, so you can get those, and that's free.
It's all included.
Yes. So, um, so I have a question for you. Have you gotten your
Okay.
curriculum yet?
I just got the last of my curriculum last week. So we are good to go now. We haven't started yet. We homeschool 12 months of the year, but in August I was like, I need the break. So we've been taking the month of August off just to relax, rejuvenate, refresh ourselves, and the plan is that we will dive back in September with all of the new curriculum, which is always very exciting. How about you?
So we school year round, but we take breaks, like to go on vacation or
Yeah.
our county fair. We usually take a break, and so
4-H.
yes, we build in some breaks, but I do not have all my curriculum. I have most everything for Marcus, who is 18. He will be a senior. Jack, who is 16 and on the autism spectrum. I I'm struggling with a few things for him, and
Okay.
so I'm still perusing and
Trying to make the
looking
right choices.
and looking on Schoolhouse Teachers. I picked out a couple things, but then there's some other things that I'm not real set on.
Okay,
So
yeah. And the beauty of homeschooling is sometimes you try things and they don't work and you try something else, right? You have that freedom and flexibility to make new choices every year if you need to.
absolutely. So Devon has put the link in on the Facebook page for
Perfect.
the old schoolhouse. And Danielle was saying she loves Schoolhouse Teachers because it's super easy to follow their needs at any time. Cooking or science, unit studies, lap books, they have everything. They have
Yeah.
music courses. I believe there's a guitar course, and
There's
to
a
learn.
general music theory course.
There are so many, we can't even know them all.
What was it we
Now,
were looking at the other day? There was like an entomology course for bugs. Like if your kids are really into bugs or something, there's a course all about different kinds of bugs. And no matter what your kids are into at the moment, you can find something on Schoolhouse Teachers to tie it in.
Mary says, "Girls, I even love the ads."
I know
So
we like curriculum, right? That's just a homeschooler thing.
yes. Jennifer says it could be John. It says John and Jennifer, so I don't know who's following along
All
with
that
this.
is Jennifer.
I love the TOS magazine, and there Devon put the digital magazine. Um, we Danielle says we do year round too. This week we are off for the little's birthday.
How cool is that? Can you take your day? Can you take days off in regular school when it's your birthday? Like, I don't think that's an acceptable thing in the normal world, right? It's like, hey, it's your birthday. We're not going to do school today.
Well, but here's the thing: does your husband take his birthday off from work?
No,
Oh,
no.
so I have a son who takes his children's birthdays off, and his birthday, and
That's great.
they celebrate. So Stephanie says they have drum lessons and guitar. Lisa's guitar and violin, and Lee knows all things schoolhouse teachers. So I'm glad she's here to
That's great. She's
remind
here.
us. I knew they had
Yeah.
guitar, but I've never played the violin. So Stephanie says birthdays are totally a holiday.
Good
See,
for you.
it's almost like a national holiday. The whole country should be off for my birthday.
Right. Totally.
My birthday month.
Birthday month. Yes. I was going to say birthday month. Yeah.
There's the link for the guitar course. And Mary says we used the ASL course and it was wonderful.
Cool.
Andrea does year round also, but have taken August off, just moved from Waco, Texas to Macon, Georgia for my husband's job, and we will be here 3 months. So now, one of the reasons that we looked into homeschooling is we thought my husband was going to take a 6 month position in Florida. And we
Okay.
thought, okay, well, this will be good. We'll homeschool while we're down there. And then when we move back, or if he's moving somewhere else,
You're
there's
flexible.
we're not taking the kids out of school,
Yeah.
and it just seemed to work. And then we didn't end up doing that. So
Yeah. It
it
gives you
worked
that
out.
flexibility though, right?
Absolutely. So I have another question.
Okay.
What subject are you most excited to teach this year?
Okay. So this keeps changing actually for me. It changes all the time. But and I'm one of those like homeschoolers. It's like a joke that you tie in your school studies to wherever you're traveling to. And thanks to the world situation right now, we are still in Canada. And so we are taking a trip back east in Canada. I live on the West Coast. So we are flying 5-6 hours in the month of October, and we are going to the other side of Canada. And that means we are going to be exploring an area with a lot of Canadian history because when the people first came over from Europe to Canada, that's where they were settling because no one had gone all the way out west yet. It just wasn't, it was too far, right? So for the first time, my kids are going to be experiencing some real old Canadian history. We're going to be staying in a hotel that's over 100 years old. So I'm really excited to share with them the world of Canadian explorers and Canadian geography, and not our local geography, but 150-year-old Canadian history. And I know there is stuff on Schoolhouse Teachers for Explorers. I was just looking at it this morning. So I would say for me, that's probably what I'm most excited about, because not only will I be teaching it to them, but then they're actually going to see it. They're going to experience it. They're going to put their feet on the ground where those people walked. And to me, there's nothing cooler than that.
Mary says, I love the fact that the courses can be put into my son's accommodation apps that will read to him when needed. So good for his independence. Mary,
Great.
I may have to talk to you about that. Get some tips. And Charissa says, I've already started my school year. I'm actually enjoying teaching math and reading to my oldest.
Great.
Now, we are on the same page as far as
Subjects.
subject. Well, I have chosen for Marcus the drive through American history.
Okay.
And, I've taught American history so many times over the years, but Marcus was pretty young the last time we did American history. I want to say maybe 5 or 7. He was
Oh,
probably
wow.
7. Um, and so, we've done segments of American history.
Okay.
Like 2 years ago, he did a pretty in depth study of World War II.
Okay.
But to just do the beginning, Williamsburg, and we like to take these trips.
Yeah.
And so we will be visiting Williamsburg and probably Boston. And
Oh, so cool.
yeah,
I would love to see those places too, because even though I'm Canadian, I love American history. I think it's so interesting.
Is there a way we can get you in this country?
As soon as possible.
Okay. Andrea's doing states and capitals this year.
Awesome.
Which that is, if you can visit some of those states while you do them, that's even
Great
better.
field trip.
Yeah. Stephanie says we start co-op this Monday, but probably won't start everything until the week after Labor Day.
Yep, that's what we'll do probably as well.
Absolutely. Um, Now, Devon says such a fun study. I don't know if it's yours or mine. Probably both, because now
Probably both.
I want to visit Canada more.
Canada is very large. There's lots to see. But we, unlike you guys, we have a lot of land that is just empty, that's not inhabited. I think that's the biggest difference from the US and Canada, is because once you reach northern Canada, which is half of Canada, a lot of it is empty. Nobody lives there because it's too cold or there's no resources up there. So there's a lot of Canada that has yet to be seen, really.
Yeah. So this Devon put up the drive-through history,
Mm,
American history. And have you ever done a drive-through history?
I have not.
They're pretty fun. Pretty,
Cool.
pretty. The guy is Dave Stott, I want to say. Marcus did. It was called Bible Unearthed, and it was sort of a archaeology, and
Oh, I like archaeology.
talked about things that they've discovered since the last time I've studied Bible archaeology, and
Cool.
just talking about King David and just how we can prove that the Bible really.
So it's tying in modern day history with biblical history. Is that the idea?
No, it's tying in what they've actually found,
Okay,
artifacts, and what they've unearthed
right.
to prove the Bible is true. So Danielle says they're doing a fun cooking course this year.
Love that. Life skills.
We do a fun cooking course every day. It's called Making Dinner, and I make my kids help.
Good for you.
We're supposed to do modern history, but we might put it off to do American history and civics.
Yep, flexibility.
I love the interaction. I love when you guys talk to us, because then
It makes it more fun for us.
it does, and we get more ideas. Is that a selfish way to look? I get more ideas.
It makes it more conversational. We love it. Keep it up.
My son enjoys learning about other places. It seems I'm introducing him to the States this year, and he enjoys that the most.
That's like my kids. My kids, ever since they were very little, like I remember my oldest being 5, and somehow we ended up doing a unit study. It was a self-made unit study. He wanted to learn about all the famous places all around the world, like the Taj Mahal and the Burj Khalifa and the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty. So we did our own study, studying all those places. And he was 5. I was like, just following his passions, right?
Now, I do think Schoolhouse Teachers has something about exploring famous places, or I
I'd
don't
have to
know
look
the
it up.
title of it. I wish I knew the
Devon,
full
go
title.
check, see if there is.
um, Jennifer says my kids have enjoyed the drive-through history videos. So yeah, they're fun. I enjoyed it doing it
I'm going to
alongside.
have to look those up now.
Schoolhouse Teachers offers the drive-through ancient and American history series included with the membership, and
Awesome.
that's maybe we'll do both.
Why not?
So we were going to talk about field trip ideas, but we rolled it in.
We kind of just did, didn't we?
We did. See, we got off track from. That's what we
From
do.
our general, we always, so everyone knows, we always have a general script of what we want to talk with you guys about. But me and Patty,
Are you saying we're chatty?
we are chatty. We're
Mary
totally chatty.
Mary says, I love the fact that Right Now Media is also included. Okay.
Totally.
Thank you, Mary. We are going to get back on script now because she's telling us what's included in Schoolhouse Teachers. So, along with the curriculum, there is the members lounge, and which includes Zoom chats, show and tell, special contests for your children. And so it's almost like, especially in this time where we can't always get together with the local group, you can still be getting together with a
Right.
group of homeschoolers, and your children can be interacting too, which that's
Right.
wonderful benefit. Danielle says we will definitely check out the ancient history drive-through one. Krista says we love using our Right Now Media account, such a fantastic added bonus.
You're okay, Mary. We love having you here. Keep it up.
No, we need redirection. Sometimes Devon has to redirect us. So we went through the magazine, the digital magazine, the magazine app in the app store.
Oh,
Ooh, you've
I was gonna add the
learned.
bonus. I was gonna add the bonus. Okay, we were talking about bonuses. Um, so many of you who've been part of Schoolhouse Teachers before might know that it also includes a subscription to Apple Core, which helps you plan out your homeschool year. If you have homeschoolers, it helps you keep track of their high school credits and things like that. And usually, members get a silver level entry to Apple Core. But right now with the BOGO sale, it's actually a gold membership, which means you can actually like print your kids' transcripts and stuff. So I only have silver, but you guys could get gold. So that's another awesome perk, totally free for you if you are becoming a Schoolhouse Teachers member.
That is awesome.
It is, yeah.
I'm excited about that because I have not checked it out, and you've talked about it so much
I love it.
that I need to check it out.
If you like to be organized and keep track of what your kids are doing and where they need to go, and like I said, right, it's free. It's being included in your membership, so you might as well use it.
Yes. So Lee says we have some really fun upcoming themes for the members lounge, bright spot Zoom chats, and new preschool story time.
Oh, cool.
That is
Preschool story
exciting.
time sounds great.
And I think Devon's laughing at us.
We're going to make you come on with us next time, Devon. Who's laughing now?
Jan says, love the magazine. Mary says, I've never used the Apple Core perk. There is so much to this resource that it's hard to use it all. And, you know, some of the things that you don't even think about, there are parent resources.
The planner.
In addition to that, there's recipes. There are just, I know there's some, Lee, you can help with the parent stuff. I know
there's printable charts, organizational charts.
I'm pretty sure there's some like devotional or encouragement. There is so much I don't get to check it all out.
Honestly, I've been on this site for what, 4 months now, and I still have barely scratched the surface. You could spend hours just pouring through all the content on there. There's so much.
Which, you know, that's the curriculum junkie wants to spend hours. Stephanie says, please get Devon on. You know,
we'll work on that.
That'll be our next party. I don't know if we can convince Devon, but Charissa says, I didn't know about the Apple Core resource.
It's really cool.
And that's why these parties and just getting on and talking about things, we should probably do some chats on a regular basis. Just what we're
so everyone knows what's going on. Yeah.
Yes. Are the classes online, or do you have the option to print out worksheets and lessons? So there are some, like with the drive-through history, there's video online, and then you can print off
there's some that you can print as well. Yep.
Yes. So, and then, you know, it's a mixture of online and printable, but it
depends on the course.
Yes. And you will be able to find something that works for you.
Yeah.
I think so often people think there's one way to use a curriculum. And every curriculum, you know, whether it's Schoolhouse Teachers or some other curriculum, every curriculum, we have the ability to make it work for us.
You can use it as a jumping off point, whatever you need to do.
Even if you went and you got the outline and said, okay, this is what we're going to cover, and
build around it.
And that's a great resource, even just having someone outline a course for you.
For sure.
So you make it work for you.
Yeah.
I think too often people think homeschooling doesn't work because they get a curriculum, it doesn't work for them. And then they think, well, then homeschooling doesn't work.
Yeah, don't put yourself in a box. It's all about that freedom and flexibility. I mean, I feel like I overuse those two words, freedom and flexibility, but really it's one of the cores of our homeschooling, right? Is you don't have to do what other people are doing. You have the flexibility to change it up and do what's going to work for your family.
And that's with schoolhouse teachers too. With schoolhouse teachers, they have built, they call them curriculum boxes.
Yeah.
You don't get a physical product, but they have put together a collection of courses. So the fourth grade box would have, and maybe Divine, you can put a link up for one of the boxes. It has different courses in it. You said
She's on it. Oh, she's on it.
Is it? Oh, that's a
Open
scope and
sequence.
see. Yeah, but so
Parents resource centers above that. Yeah.
so when you get that fourth grade box, people think, they click on it. These are the courses. Well, this course, my son took something like that last year. So, but you don't have to throw out that whole fourth grade box. You can say, you know what, that science course, we did something like that. I'll find a different science course
Yeah,
because there are
absolutely.
so many.
Yeah.
So it is making it work for you.
Yeah.
Um, Andrea Timmons, we do both options.
Probably she's probably talking about the printable and the
Oh,
online.
print out worksheets and lessons and do online. Yes.
Yeah.
And depending on the age of your child and what works best for them.
Yeah.
Monthly menus and courses, ebooks for personal enrichment.
Stuff for
Thank you.
mom. Yeah.
He got me back. Okay, so she got me back what I was going to say. There are learning Excel, learning different computer course programs that you would use. So I'm not an Excel expert. I would
Me
like to
either.
learn more. I use it, and I probably use it quite functionally. But is that a word,
But
functionally?
not to the best of its ability.
No. And I would like to learn more. So that's on my list of courses for me.
How cool is that? Because we never stop learning, do we? And now
I
we can keep learning too.
um, Danielle says, I love these chats because I always discover something new. It's true.
Yay! That's the point.
You can't overuse the words freedom and flexibility. That's what homeschooling is all about.
She's got my
Absolutely.
back.
Yeah. I love the fact that there's a classical track and traditional track for high school history. The options are wonderful. There, there's just so much. So
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
for, did we tell you what the price was? Do you? It's one price for all your children, 2 years for $179, code EXPLORE,
And
and you
all
go
the
to
extras.
schoolhouseteachers.com. I'm going to leave that up just in case people need it. Devon put up the monthly menus. You know, I don't know. Do you get in a rut? You're much younger than me. Probably don't get in a cooking rut.
I do. And I love to cook. This is the funny thing. See, I actually enjoy cooking. Like, I'm not someone who doesn't enjoy cooking, but I always get in a rut. Like, am I really going to make the same recipes I just made last week? Like, I don't like eating the same thing all the time. And then it's like, and I find Pinterest isn't what it used to be for recipes. So I'm always looking for new ideas of what to make for dinner because I get stuck all the time.
Well, I get tired of my own food, like cooking, eating my own food. And so I did a subscription box for not every week. I do it like maybe once a month or so. One of those, where they send you the food,
Yeah.
and I would have my husband and sons cook. So they were learning because my husband doesn't cook a lot, and they
Okay.
have made some really great meals. But those cards that they send with you, I
Okay.
save them, and so then if I plan one of those meals, I know I can just hand that to my son or my husband and say, "Hey, can you cook?" And many times they're things that I wouldn't use on a
Right.
normal basis or think to use. The other night we had I think ribeye steak, and they sauteed
Mm,
onions and
stop.
balsamic
Made me
and
drool.
put added some rosemary, and we've used fig jam to make a sauce before
So you're
for
almost using those little boxes as like a cooking course.
yes, yes.
Cool. Because I've never tried those because I'm like, they're so expensive. And I'm like a deal person at the grocery store. Like I'm always looking for the good deal at the grocery store, but I could see how that, because then you don't have to actually teach it. You're just
Well,
handing them the box and they got the instructions.
well, what I did, I sort of cheated. Well, I didn't cheat, but there's enough food in there that I would just add extra meat and then
Okay.
add a side, an extra side, and there was plenty for the four of us. So even though it
That's really
said
cool.
it was for two,
Good
so
idea. Oh, you
so
gonna read some comments?
I love freedom and flexibility, but my perfectionism gets me stuck too often in a box, stressing over things that clearly don't work for my family. After 4 years of homeschooling, I'm finally learning flexibility and freedom. That's
It takes some time. It does. We all have those moments.
absolutely. And I feel like God allows us to go through those moments to help us grow and to teach us to rely on Him.
Mm,
I have found that when I'm stuck on finding, whether it's a course in schoolhouse teachers or even with my son with autism, finding something that sparks his interest, knowing what type of courses to look for.
yeah.
I pray and God works out all those details.
You know what's funny too is God will also use other people in your life to point it out to you. We were doing a curriculum at one point, like a unit study, and there was a day where I don't know if I just wasn't feeling it or it was a specific lesson that we were about to do for that day. And I said to my husband, I was like, I really just don't, I'm not feeling enthused about teaching this today. And he just said to me, like, do you have to teach that today? Like, is there some rule or someone telling you that you have to do this today? And I remember thinking, no, like, I don't know how I got it in my head that I had to do this specific day. Like that's the way it was laid on the curriculum. And he's like, so don't do it. And I was like, wow, what a life-changing moment. Like, you're right, of course I don't have to. And we just skipped it and we moved on to the next thing and I was totally fine. But it's funny how in our own brains we get stuck in like that little I have to do this today. And you don't. It's so
Well,
funny.
it is funny. Okay, so I'm going to interrupt you and say that Devon, there's Devon. I love that picture of her and her husband. It
So
just
cute.
makes me so happy to see. Um, love my Instant Pot and crock pot for when we start back to school. And do you have an Instant Pot?
Those things scare me. So no, but I am a big crock pot cooker. Actually, that's going to lead into our next. We were going to talk about fall before we go. Um, Going into September soon, as the temperatures hopefully start to cool down, there is nothing I love more than pulling out my crock pot and having a roast chicken or a roast beef just simmering all day. And it's that warm, cozy comfort food. I cannot wait to get back to crock pot season. How about
So,
you?
well, I was going to say yes, absolutely, but I will tell you, Lee says today's recipe is tilapia with almonds.
Oh, I've never thought to put almonds with tilapia.
And take those days that stray from the plan. Rabbit trails are awesome learning
Love rabbit
adventures.
trails.
Yes. We call them God moments, where
Oh,
instead of a rabbit trail, we are following where God's leading us.
cool.
And
I
so,
like that.
isn't they are
Yeah.
God moments. Like, you weren't planning something, but He sort of guided your steps to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Super cool.
so, the crock pot.
Yes.
I got rid of my crock pot when I got my Instant Pot because
Oh,
it, it can be used as a slow cooker.
yes, I've heard that.
And I was scared to use it at first. And now I
Love
absolutely love
it.
it. And I've had mine, I think it's 3 years now. And I always do rice in it. It's uh, it's a lifesaver.
Okay.
So, and even like, say there's chicken in the freezer and I forgot to thaw it out,
Yeah,
I
that's
can put
me.
it in the Instant Pot and cook it and then just shred it and make tacos or something. And we don't have a microwave. We're one of those families without a
Yeah.
microwave.
So, okay, so I'm going to ask a quick instant pot. We're getting off track, but whatever. How long will it, so if you have a frozen chicken, how quick does that cook in an instant pot? Going from frozen,
Well, if I frozen chicken breast, say I have 3 pounds of frozen chicken breast, I will put it on for an hour.
like from frozen to cooked.
Oh yeah.
That's
Now
crazy.
it takes a little while for it to come up to temperature, and especially because it's frozen. But so let's say an hour and a half, 2 hours max. But like I said, I don't have a microwave, so I can't. I'm I'm not thawing my meat out in a microwave. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Lee says, take those days that's true. Oh, I already read that, didn't I? Yes. I love my crock pot and I love fall. Mary
Oh,
says,
good.
that sounds so much better than mine. Life got in the way moments. you know, so you don't take snow days.
Well, we don't get a lot of snow. People think because I live in Canada, we get a lot of snow. I don't get a lot of snow. I'm on the West Coast. Think of me as Seattle. However much rain and snow Seattle gets, that is me. So we maybe get 1 or 2 snow days a year.
Look, Mary doesn't have a microwave
Oh,
either.
you
And
have a
she
new friend, Patty.
I won't replace ours. It broke and I will not replace it. Schoolhouseteachers.com offers family cooking courses for all ages. Get everyone busy helping in the kitchen.
Awesome.
Well, and Lee, I was not a member of Schoolhouse Teachers when did the subscription box, but this is probably an even better option. If there's a cooking course that I could just have my son and husband, because my husband didn't learn to cook growing up.
Make them do it together.
That'll be fun. Alberta gets tons of snow.
Yeah, you do. That's
Yeah.
true.
Our microwave makes a good paperweight. We use ours for the light above the stove and for the exhaust, the stove
Okay.
exhaust. But um, so I'm going to remind everyone, just because if people joined and we don't know how they can enter for, I'm going to show this grand prize is $75. We will be giving away. Second prize is Byron's Continental Race game, along with a scrunch map that, like, just really rolls up in a ball.
Like,
And then,
actually, yeah.
yes, actually, and it's kind of cool. And then the
Ooh.
way things work and the straw construction set, which I keep saying I need to get.
Hmm.
So if you like, comment, share, those are all ways to enter. And we don't have, Devon, do we have somewhere something that says when we are doing, if you could comment and let us know when we are selecting how long they have until we choose. And then Mary says we end up with days where ministry takes priorities and those delays make school difficult to complete. Go where God leads.
Amen.
When my dad was sick and we would take him to doctor's appointments, he was on dialysis. And that's when Jack, who's 16, he was a baby. And we were driving over there to take him meals because he had a special diet. And my sisters and I took turns, but we didn't get a lot of school done for that period of time. He was on dialysis maybe 6 months. And it was stressful because I was nursing a baby
Of course.
and making meals, and it was 20-25 minutes to his house and then to take him to dialysis. But and then when he was in the hospital, the kids would pack up their books and we'd go and sit in the hospital room with him. And it was stressful.
It's a lot.
but we didn't get as much school done as we wanted. But my children had a relationship with their grandfather that they would not have had otherwise.
Yeah.
And they saw what it means to care for another person.
They learned a lot of more
Yes.
important, possibly more important life skills and what really matters in life.
Yes. And they would never have learned that if they were in
Yeah.
school.
Yep.
So to me, that was all worth it.
Seasons, different seasons of life, right?
Yeah. I'm afraid of the Instant Pot too.
Thank you. I am not alone.
It really is nothing to be afraid of. It's sort of like homeschooling. Once you start and you gain your footing, it's wonderful. We will be picking winners this Friday morning, so you have through Thursday at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to comment and share.
Just got a
Thank
couple
you,
days.
Devon. What would we do without Devon?
I don't know.
She is like my organized counterpart.
She's like our glue.
Danielle says we have an air fryer. Do you have an air fryer?
I do not. You know what it is? I try to avoid having too many kitchen gadgets because they take up space. So I have my coffee pot, I have my crock pot. Oh, and I have my mixer. I'm a baker, so I have my big mixer. Those are the only three things I have on my counter. I try to avoid having too many extra things, gadgets.
I don't like things on the counter, but I have two coffee pots. Um, I have my Nespresso that I absolutely love, but the
And then a
pots are
drip.
too expensive for everyone to drink.
Yeah.
So that's like my present for myself.
Yeah.
And then I have a drip coffee pot that's actually 37 years old.
We're using our drip coffee maker because our fancy one died on us a month ago. So we're back to our good old drip that we've had for, I think, 10 years. Still works.
Well, in 37 years when it's still working and you're sitting here saying, I want to get a new one.
You know what? They don't make things like they used to. I keep hearing that lately is like appliances from 20 years ago or 30 years ago, 40 years ago last forever. But the ones that you bought a year ago are already dying on you. Like the quality is just not there like it used to be.
Yeah, I agree. Danielle says, I am so happy my boys get to interact with their great grandparents.
Priceless.
It is a blessing.
Yeah.
I got to have my toaster oven too.
Okay. We don't have one of those.
We don't either. We have a toaster. Do you have a toaster?
We have a toaster. Yeah. I grew up with a toaster oven, but we don't have one.
I bought an Instant Pot because a friend recommended it, but I just didn't like it. It seemed to overcook everything.
Oh.
Maybe I gave up too easily, but I love cooking the old-fashioned hard way.
No, I understand. I'm the same. I like the good old-fashioned way. I understand, Andrea.
I mean, there are things that people make in the Instant Pot that I don't make, but like I said, I love it for rice. We use ours 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow, that's a lot.
I wish my Kirby vacuum from 22 years ago would finally die.
Hey, I cannot get a vacuum that lasts me more than 2 or 3 years, so I would trade you if I could right now.
The things that moms want. You want a vacuum that lasts longer than 3 years. She wants one that doesn't last 22.
Yeah, I can say I'll trade her. I'll take your old one because it'll probably last another 10 years.
Okay, so another question. And these questions are a perfect time for you to get another entry for the giveaway. Is there anything special you teach in the fall?
I wouldn't say there's anything special I teach, but I feel like in the fall, we crack down, we do a lot of our like hardcore curriculum, like we really focus in on because the weather turns, right? We're not outside as much. It gets colder, it gets wet, it rains a lot here in Vancouver. So we tend to really buckle down and like work hard on our math curriculums and our spelling or our grammar, that kind of thing. But we do like Thanksgiving is a big thing here. But it's different from your Thanksgiving. Your Thanksgiving's in November. Our Thanksgiving is beginning of October. So I always make sure that in October we spend a lot of time focusing on gratefulness, thankfulness, because we don't have the historical connection like you do for Thanksgiving. For us, it's more about harvest and being grateful for what you have. And we also tend to do a lot of baking together in the fall. That's like a big thing for us. How about you guys?
Well, Mary says, I have a junior this year, and due to his learning challenges, writing is a struggle. We will be concentrating on that this year. So, and Andrea is going to take the Kirby. Maybe we're making deals here.
Yeah.
Um, and she says it weighs a ton. Yeah. So my mom had a Kirby. I remember those. So in the fall, at the end of August, beginning of September is our county fair, and my kids are involved in 4-H.
Okay.
So we are dealing with all of that. And then we usually go on vacation in September. And then when we get back, we start in, and sometimes I will do canning.
Okay.
I've made salsa, I've canned tomato juice, I've canned tomato sauce, peppers, um, name it, and I've done it. I've done grape jam, grape juice, um, apples, applesauce, canned apples,
I've never
peaches.
canned apples before. We do apple pie. I've never canned apples though.
I've done peaches. I did peach jam. I did a peach syrup
Yum.
to use in iced teas and
You're like hardcore.
but this is over how many years? I don't do
You don't do this every year.
no,
I
no,
see.
but I did a lot of canning and then said it's just so much standing, and
Right.
my kids love my applesauce, they love my grape jelly, and they don't want me to buy it at the store. So in the fall when we get back from vacation, I would usually buy apples and then we'd start canning applesauce, and that's a 1 or 2 day.
Yeah.
Plus,
Process.
after I'm done, I'm
Yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah.
So
I didn't usually I make I can raspberry and strawberry jam and I just didn't get around to it last or this summer. We had some crazy heat this year. I don't know what the temperature will be for you, but we reached almost 50 Celsius up here, which is it's got to be 113, 115 Fahrenheit. And so our farms did not do well this year because it just killed everything. So I didn't get to can my jam this year.
okay, so now I'm hungry and I would like to have fudge right now. Andrea does baking and fudge baking.
Yep. I make lots of fudge. Love it.
We don't have fall, but we have some public holidays, emancipation, independence that we'll focus
Okay.
on.
So making it work for you, good.
Baking is math, science, listening skills, reading comprehension.
And
Um,
snack.
I think they're
They're discussing their vacuum
negotiating.
arrangement. Yeah.
I will have a little bit of outdoor fall science with my boys this year, but I haven't planned much season related learning. Maybe next year I will plan some more season related activities. I think there is a creepy crawlies. Is it creepy crawlies?
It's not called
Schoolhouse.
creepy crawlies. It's just like it's a general bug unit. I think it covers like butterflies and arachnids and stuff like that.
I think there might be an earthworm one too.
Could be.
And maybe if Lee's here, she can let us know the names of those courses. And there is there was another one. There's a homemaking one.
Could be.
I wonder
There's a
if it
lot on
covers
there.
canning.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Oh, I know there is a like herbs.
Oh,
There's one that has to do with like herbs, like herb garden.
life skills are so important. And so Charissa says I've canned a lot of rhubarb. My plant produces more than I can use or give away each year, and I hate throwing it away. Do you like rhubarb?
My husband does. I do not. We have a rhubarb plant and it's doing very well, but it's a little too tart for me.
I same.
You know what I have a lot of right now? My grapes. Because of that heat, we have a ton of grapes right now.
So what kind of grapes are they? Are they Concord?
I think they're Concord grapes. They're the purple ones, but they do have seeds. So
Well, and that's what I use to make grape jelly.
okay,
So you can grape jelly, and
yeah,
your
I
kids
could.
can help. And we take our learning outside in the fall and focus on getting back into our school routine.
Yep.
Their Weird and Wonderful World of Worms.
There it
There
is.
was a worm once. So I do you like worms?
My kids love worms. We don't get a lot of worms where I am. We could use more because they're so good for the soil, but where we're living on a mountain, so it's very, very rocky and we don't get a lot of worms.
Angela says I'm starting kindergarten this year.
Oh, how
Oh,
exciting.
that is so exciting. And like I love kindergarten, first grade,
Me too.
where you just
They're learning to read and they're learning their letters. Oh, it's such a fun age.
and they just look at the world through eyes of wonder, you
They
know?
do.
Angela, I love that age. So much fun. It is
Yeah,
absolutely fun. It's a wonderful world of bugs class.
there
Thank
it
you,
is.
Lee. We are so thankful that you guys are there to tell us the names of the courses. Uh, let's do science outside.
Cool.
So this is all about taking it outside. Um, I love to make a muscadine pie, and
I
I
don't know what
don't
that
know what
is.
that is.
Me either.
We are learning so much. Oh, fun. Worms sound interesting. I love worms. I will, truthful here, I love worms. I love
We
to
need
watch them.
worms. They do a lot for us.
Wish I could go back to my daughter being that age for a little while.
I know I'm in my last child in kindergarten or grade 1 right now. She's 5 and I'm just like I'm so sad.
Fun with cooking. Thank you, Devon. We got worms today. It's rainy season. Fall is a great time in the South for school outdoors and field trips. It
Mm,
cools off, and I love hiking and taking my kids to visit historic places.
nice.
Oh, muscadine grape pie. I have never had a
Okay.
grape pie. Have
I've
you?
never had a grape pie either.
Now I have to do that. We are doing this one. Hmm. Maybe the
Maybe the
worms.
worms. Maybe we should talk about the worms.
My kids enjoyed doing a warm home a few weeks ago, but I put way too many in the jar and underfed them. We are now doing an ant farm.
Okay.
We got the worm study from the Let's Do Science Outside study. Well, thank you, Charissa. I do ant farms, worms, anything that the kids can watch and how they work. High school home ec. Thank you, Devon. So there's the home ec course that we need to take. So for additional homeschooling information, we're taking a break from this conversation. I'm directing you to tryhomeschooling.com. When you go to tryhomeschooling.com, you can get a free
Like an
collection.
information packet.
Thank you, information packet, collection of information, and or you can order the physical copy of the information. And with that, I wish I had, and I do not have with me, the little primer about
Mm,
homeschooling,
help you
and
get started.
it's a great resource. And if you have friends that don't know or want more information about homeschooling, share
Yeah.
tryhomeschooling.com with
Direct them
them
there. Yep.
because it's a great resource. Now, back to there's try homeschooling information package. Share with your friends.
There you
And you could just click that link that she put.
go.
Today we did the bubble making experiment from the Let's Do Science Outside. My boys loved it.
Cool.
Since we've been on, we've talked about cooking, about making bubbles and worms and bugs and
Field
canning
trips,
and field trips and
history, geography.
math.
We've covered a lot today, Patty.
We have. We have covered a lot. So one more time, I'm going to remind you about
Yes.
the schoolhouse, although we don't have to hurry. We're in no hurry here. I am going to remind you about the schoolhouseteachers.com. It's 2 years, $179. Use code Explore. So you get 2 years. You're not limited in the amount of courses you can take. You can take as many as you want or as few as you want.
Multiple children.
And you use Code Explorer, you get 2 years too for the price of one.
Amazing.
Uh, and that's at schoolhouseteachers.com. Let's see what other comments we have. We did, Andrea says, we did a roly poly habitat earlier this year in the spring. My 10-year-old took a liking to the little isopods and taught me all sorts of fun facts about them. Do you call them roly polies?
We call them roly polies. What do you call them?
We
Pill
call them
bugs?
roly polies, but
Okay.
other people call them other things. I
Yes.
just recently I saw a post on Facebook about asking what people call, and they had the bug. What do you call this? And people were
Pill
other.
bugs, wood bugs. We call them roly polies. It's just more fun.
Angela says I plan on raising butterflies in the spring.
We did that last year. The kids loved it, and then we got to release them at the end. It was so fun. Have you done that?
I'm not supposed to tell you what they tell you, what butterfly experts say.
Oh, that it's bad?
Don't release them.
Oh.
Because they're bred in a lab, and they may not have the same bacteria that the ones in your area have. If you bought a kit.
Well, ours were local though. So we didn't buy
Okay.
it like online. We ours were actually like native, because I have heard about some people buying them and they're not native to the local area. Ours were specifically native to the local area. So in fact, after we released them, a week later, we saw 2 of them. So they seem to be doing just fine.
That's pretty cool. Andrea says, I want to do butterflies this year. And we have done it multiple times. We have released them. But when we were at a butterfly exhibit where it's more than just butterflies. They actually raise butterflies, and they would sell them to other facilities. They said that it could be dangerous to your local
environment, or
if you're buying the ones online. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. So we have covered
a lot.
The sale, the schoolhouse teacher sale,
the bonuses you get with it, the magazine.
And download the app if you would like to be able to have access online to the articles and the ads and
everything.
Yes. And then we talked about try homeschooling. We've talked about the bonuses, so many bonuses. And if you have any questions, feel free to. This is where you, Carolyn, you're going to shine. Tell them about the groups.
Yes, join our groups. I was just going to say, join our Facebook groups. We have a Canadian group, Homeschooling with the Canadian Schoolhouse. We have a Homeschooling with the Old Schoolhouse magazine group. We have a Schoolhouse Teachers group. So just search for any of those on Facebook and request to join. We would love to have you there. It's a good place to get encouragement. It's a good place to ask your questions. It's a good place just to have a laugh now and then. But we would love to see you in those groups.
Well, thank you. And we can also be found on Twitter.
Yes.
We have the Old Schoolhouse has a Twitter account, TOS Mag.
And the Canadian Schoolhouse has one.
And what is the...
Oh, don't put me on the spot here, Patty. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but if you search Canadian Schoolhouse, it would come up.
Yes. And then we also have Pinterest accounts. You can follow us on Pinterest.
Instagram.
And also MeWe and Parlor and Gab.
And Homeschool Blogger.
Did I forget that one?
Homeschoolblogger.com. Give it a try.
Yes, homeschoolblogger.com. You can visit us over there. You can create your own blog over on that platform, and there is a social aspect to it. So I think I'm sold on Schoolhouse Teachers for this year. Well, that Andrea,
That's
I'm
great.
happy to hear that. Homeschooling with the Canadian Schoolhouse. Danielle says you won't regret it, and
Awesome.
Mary says, Andrea, it's a great value and so much fun, and it really is a great value. Thank you for doing this. It's great to hear from everyone and be reminded of all the wonderful perks included with schoolhouseteachers.com. We even forget the perks. I think, I mean, even if we're
There's
working
too
with
many
you,
to list. That's all.
and every time you mention Apple Core, I'm like, I need to check that out.
One of these days you'll get around to it, Patty. If
I've,
only there
I've,
were more hours in the day.
I've looked at it, but I haven't really delved into it.
Right.
I have delved
Spent
into
time on it.
some of the courses,
Yeah.
um, but I haven't really gotten deep into Apple Core. Don't forget to access to World Book. Do you know about the access to World Book?
I do not.
Well, you have access with your schoolhouse teachers. You have access to
Okay.
World Book, and that is a wonderful resource too.
Cool.
Schoolhouse Teachers Community Facebook group. Devon is helping here again. We checked out World Book, so many resources, and so now, Carolyn, when we get off, you have to check out World Book. I have checked it out, and
Yeah, I
it
will.
is a great resource. So too many to
Too many to
okay.
list. Yeah.
You have access to 8 full World Book online
Oh,
libraries.
wow. All right. Apparently, I need to add this to my list. I'll do that and you check out Apple Core.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about it next time we're back.
And we sometime this fall we'll be back again.
We will. Yeah.
So thank you, Carolyn. Thank you all for humoring us and following
Thanks for
along.
hosting.
I always love talking to you, so it's been great, and we will see you all soon. And make sure to like, comment, share. Make sure you tell your friends about Schoolhouse Teachers and the old schoolhouse.
And
And
get your BOGO.
yes, and we will see you soon.